Hey guys, Woods Farm here, Project 222. Just back out in the shop working on the Scout car. Today we're going to finish up some smaller projects in preparation for removing the turret and getting ready to paint. So stick around and check it out. So in the last couple of videos, we've managed to cross quite a few things off the list. It is getting more difficult to work on the Scout car since it's summertime and I have a lot of other things that I need to do around the farm, but I'm doing my best to try to get this thing done and ready for paint in the next couple of weeks. Adding all the interior mounting points took a lot longer than expected, and I had to go back and do some other things on the interior just to try to get everything finished before we go ahead and paint. I also think in this video we are going to be starting to work on the doors. I'm going to pattern them out and cut them out and start fabricating the components to get those completed. First things first, I just remembered that we need to add some reinforcement points for where the doors are going to get bolted onto the side of the hull. So I want to get that out of the way in preparation for paint. So let's get started on that. Okay guys, I've got those reinforcement plates welded onto the inside of the door frame so we have a stronger point to bolt the doors to. If you look, you can see what I'm talking about where the primer is getting melted off on the outside when you weld on the inside, and that's the reason why I have to get everything finished on the interior before we can go ahead and paint. Okay guys, I think the next thing I'm going to start working on is patterning out the doors. I want to get those completed and possibly even have them bolted on and all that set up before we go ahead and paint. Of course, a lot of parts are going to get taken off of the vehicle, the doors, and a lot of the stuff that bolts on, like the headlights, things like that. That stuff's all going to get removed for painting, but the doors are something we want to get done and completed and scratched off the list. Just about ready to get this turret off and move on to the next step, but I don't have anyone here to help me right now, so I'm gonna move on to patterning out the doors. I wanna get that part of the project started. It doesn't necessarily need to be completed before we paint, but because we can always paint the doors later separately, but it's something I can start working on right now. Also starting to think about putting together a basic electrical system to get the vehicle up and running. I ordered some parts, they just arrived from Amazon, so let's go take a look. Well, this isn't electrical, but these are the roller bearings for the turret with the nylon instead of steel balls. I actually think I may have ordered the wrong size, unfortunately, but we'll figure that out later. Here's the electrical stuff. I've got 3 fuse blocks for the electrical system. I did this on the Kubel wagon, but if I use different fuse blocks, it's a little easier to wire up a system where you have circuits that are hot all the time, like your headlights, things like that, and then you have circuits that are based on the ignition only. A little easier to wire it up with different boxes. Also got a horn. This is a motorcycle horn. It's a little smaller than the original, but it actually gets mounted on the exterior of the vehicle. It says water spray proof. So now this isn't really historically accurate, but here are 12-volt lighter adapters. We're going to have a couple of these in the vehicles for charging radios and phones, things like that. I'm going to try to place them discreetly, but also we are going to have a backup camera system, and the one I'm looking at right now is kind of really easy because it just plugs into your into one of these outlets, so we can actually disconnect it, put it in a box and hide it when we're not using it. And just got a push button for the horn. This is also a little smaller than I expected, but we'll make it work. Okay guys, didn't quite get the doors completed in this video. That's okay, we can come back to it. As you can see in the background here, the Scout Car is out of the shop and we have the turret off. In the next video, I'm going to be working on doing all the prep work for painting, possibly painting the interior and the exterior. We'll see how far we get with it, but I want to work on the main vehicle and try to get some paint down on it as soon as possible, and then we're going to come back and start working on the turret. When it comes to the turret, I want to add some trim to the top edge to give it the illusion that the material is thicker. I think I'm going to fix that front panel at the front where the cutouts are for both the 20mm and the MG. Not happy with the way that turned out. And there's some structural welding to do, and then we'll be able to prime and paint the turret as well. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and as always, thanks for watching.